Hello yogis, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to our practice today. Today we're going to be focusing on yin yoga twists for a little twist snack. So this is a shorter practice to include if you're feeling like you just need to unwind everything. Sometimes unwinding means winding it a different way. So we'll be focusing on twisting in different spaces of the back. So there are basically three spaces we often twist from. One is from like the hips and lower back, one is from more of the solar plexus, and one will be the upper back, kind of unwinding the tension of the upper back. So we'll be focusing on those three spaces in that order. You don't need any props for this practice, but if you feel like you would like to have a prop nearby just in case you need it, always feel free to have something nearby to support you in your practice. And always choose the pose and the depth that works best for you in your body in this moment. Great practice to use anytime, morning, noon, or night, before or after any other exercises or practices to help just feel better as a little addition here. So we're going to start first on our backs in a twisted roots pose. One of my all-time favorites, arms out to the side. You can have your arms straight out in a T or elbows bent just a little bit. Lift your hips a little bit over to the right. You're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left, right above the knee, and then allow your knees to drop over to the left. Now this may mean that your right shoulder lifts off the floor a little bit. Don't worry, gravity will help it come back there. You can take your hand out to the side or left hand to your belly or the outside of your hip if that feels good. And just settle in here for a few breaths. Start to lengthen your exhale on your breath, and that'll help unwind some of the tension of your body and settle your mind. Your next inhale, turn back through center, come back through the middle. Here we're going to switch sides, shifting our hips this time over to the left, taking that left leg, crossing it above the knee on the right, and then just allowing your knees to drop over. Here again, placing your arms wherever you want, turning and looking over your left shoulder or straight up, letting gravity pull those knees where it needs to go. If you find that it's too much, you can always use a prop underneath your knees to give a little lift and bring the ground up closer. Twists can also be really great for digestion. So if you're having some struggles with your digestion lately, some nice deep twists can really help move your digestion along and also fire up your solar plexus chakra. Next inhale, turning your head back to center, bringing your knees back through the middle. You're taking your feet wide, dropping your knees together for a few breaths, just noticing whatever comes up here, any sensations. Noticing how your breath may have changed a little bit. I often find that longer holds with twists, when I unwind, my breath is much deeper and fuller and richer. And then gently rolling over to your right side and making your way up to a seat. So for our seated twist, we're going to start with that left leg out straight. Right leg is going to come inside that left thigh. It can be out wider or closer in. It doesn't really matter. It could be a little bit further away or closer. Taking your right hand behind you, and instead of really grabbing onto that right knee, we're just going to kind of rest the elbow on it or just rest the hand on it and twist. So twisting from the core mostly here, so just letting the body go where it's going to go and then placing your hand down. Noticing if your breath is a little bit harder in this twist, so we compress the belly space. Turning your head back to center, unwinding. Here, taking your right leg out straight, bringing your left knee in. Foot flat wherever you want it. This side may be different, so it doesn't have to match the other side. Turning your torso and starting that belly heading out toward the left. And then once you reach that point where you can go, just resting. So taking your left hand behind you, right hand over the knee or around the knee, not really pressing or pulling. Just letting your twist be where it naturally goes, just with the effort of your belly space. Noticing if this side is easier to breathe on or not. All of us breathe more fully and deeply on one side or the other, so this might be the side that you have more space. Just a couple more breaths. Turning your head back to center, unwinding, taking both feet out. Maybe flipping the palms, the fingers pointing toward the toes, lifting the chest. Wiggling or bouncing or being as still as you need to be. And then coming into child's pose. So big toes together, knees as wide apart as you feel like you want to take. That could be close together or wide apart. Shifting your hips back and walking your hands forward. Taking a couple of breaths here just with your hands out in front. And then lifting up. You're going to tuck your left hand underneath your right. Walk that palm out. And then take that right hand up overhead. Gently lifting up and going to our second side. Taking that right arm underneath, palm facing up, walking your left hand up overhead. Starting to walk your hands back in, maybe stacking your hands underneath your head for a couple of breaths here in child's pose. And then coming up into whatever seat feels best for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope this helped you unwind some tension throughout the body. I personally love using twists, and I will do them if I only have time to do maybe 10-15 minutes. It will most likely be a twist and some other pose, or 2 or 3 twists in a row. A great way to kind of just let everything go and open up the body all the way in all the spaces. So using this whenever you want and whenever you need something a little bit extra, short and to the point. Wishing you a wonderful week.